Hey everyone, so I thought I'd start this video off a little bit differently, and I would start with just giving you a little taste of the patch before I start waffling on about general stuff. So this is definitely the next stage on, and without even trying I just seem to have kind of found it. So you can see here we've got a different step sequencer this time. I was using the Euclidean one last time. Going with this little gate sequencer seemed to be a better idea actually. I've got a really basic kick bass hat, open hat pattern, so it's 2 kicks, these 2 snares, these are the closed hats and an open hat here. So I've got a really basic pattern going on. We're using these little delays to get that bit of swinginess into the kick and the snare and the hats. Everything's got a delay on them. So this first one is for the kick and snare, and then you've got a hat and open hat, I think. Yeah, that's the closed hat and that's the open hat. I'm gonna do the cables a bit more see-through, just because it's a bit easier for you all to see. So here we've got a sample and hold, which is controlling the... Okay, we've unpatched the... Okay, now I'm just a bit confused. So the sample and hold is coming in from there and it is going out to... Okay, it's controlling something on there, but not currently the reset here. So what's going on with the drums is we've got a really basic pattern here, which gives us a nice little bit of a head nod thing going on, but we've also got control voltage going on and changing the direction of the pattern. And then we've also got the same... Yeah, actually I know why I unpatched it. I don't want it being resetted the same way that this is being reset. Well, this is being changed. I love the way the pattern can just go back and forward, because that means you can get more complex pattern but from a very basic thing sequenced. But this reset, we want... I'm tempted to use some kind of clock that just isn't gonna happen very often. This doesn't really seem to be happening very often. Where is this getting done from? Oh, this is... That's the shifting clock divider. Okay, that seems perfect. Let's get the resets going on here for the drum sequencer. So what I really love about this patch is I feel like I've got some real generative synth stuff happening. I'm really happy with it, and I know it just sounds like some noisy fucking shit, but one, I'm into noisy fucking shit. Like, love all that fucking Def Jux sound, right? Hate all you want, I don't give a fuck. Right, but I love this kind of shit. But also, yeah, I do want to get to a stage where it could be a bit smoother. But just hang tight for a second. The point is that even though it's got some noisy fucking shit on, it's like changing noisy shit and it's developing, and the beat, you've got that head nod, but then it breaks up and it just kind of goes off key and fucking wonky, and I'm loving that. And then these other things come in, like, what is this? Okay, one thing we've got to talk about, we'll separate the signs out for a bit actually. So this one is coming from this crystal thing, which is described as an unstable oscillator. So yeah, we just got some shit going on there, but the velocity is being attenuated because I wanted it to go in slight opposition to some of the other sounds happening. But that's one sound. So this is the kind of bassy thing. It's more like a mid bass rather than an actual bass, but so that's actually on this pattern thing. I think in future patches I'm gonna want some that can be where the pattern can be influenced by CV. This sequencer doesn't really have that going on, but it works for the time. So let's come back to this one. This is another kind of mid-bassy thing, and this is... that's coming straight out of this drones thing as well, and I've just got the volume being controlled by... this is a VCA. Yeah, so the input... V octave. Yeah, okay. So the quantizer, there's some quantization involved, there's VCAs involved. That's scrolling that, and you can hear, so you can hear the volume's gone down for that now. I think there's an LFO. Yeah, there's an LFO at the root of that, which is coming into here. So which is one of the reasons why that should be making noise now. And this is noise because that one's quiet. And then what gets me excited is this does go places. It develops, and you know, it's developing in this vein, and sure. Like it's I know I get that it's a bit samey, but it is also developing, and there's just unexpected shit happens. So yeah, I'm really happy with this as a step on from the last video. I think it's really developed the ideas that I laid down in the video. It's taken them another step on. So what I'm going to do is that some of these modules are now going to be added to the default patch. And so over time, that default patch, well, it's not going to be a patch, that is going to be a default template of modules, right? Over time, that template would settle. And once that started to settle, that will give me an idea of, well, I'll have an idea of what I have at the time, and then I'll see, can I minimize it? Can I do any of it better and refine it? And then through a process of refining, I'll get to a state where I'll be ready to start thinking of, you know, what the physical box is going to look like, and I can start pricing that in, and then crying and cursing capitalism and money, and then, you know, I'll figure out a way to live even though I've sold all my organs, and then I'll have like a physical box that can put all these style of modules in, and you can see my hands, and we'll do some shit. We'll do some like modular cool shit, you know, with like a physical box. But for now I am loving the fact that I can use VCA to just get these ideas down and start to really understand how I want to develop my generative ModBap ideas. And you know, like a crazy thing, like, you know, it's really weird. I was typing in generative ModBap, And my video with no views came up as a first result, and I'm like, that can't be right. Like, please, other people playing with generative ModBap ideas, come chat to me. I hope you can find these videos because I want to talk to you all. And you just hear this. What I love about this is this. You just let this go. This will go on forever, doing random ass fucking shit. This will just keep churning out fucking Def Jux hip-hop beats until the end of time. It's fucking ill. It's just fucking ill. You just be like, yeah, I cut a couple of tracks. I just record it for a while and I'll just cut a couple of tracks. Fuck it. I mean, like, you just program in just a simple beat, but then you get all these other little variations. Just little fucking variations, and I fucking love it. I love the independence. Well, it's kind of independence. Like the machine has some independence, even though I've kind of laid out the plans of this patch. And I guess this is what really interests me about generative ModBap. It's just generative music, about how you can lay down like a patch and then it just goes places, and the machine has this independence, and it's all about how voltage is flowing through these modules. I just think it's really fucking cool. Like, really, I'm just finding it really fucking cool and interesting. And like the last video said, you know, I remember when I first started thinking about modular stuff, I was like, oh, there's going to be a time and a place for that. Because back then I wasn't thinking about generative stuff. I was just thinking about building my perfect synth, as in just a noise generator, you know. It had a few oscillators, few fucking filters, all that. Like, I wasn't thinking in this way. So it's really cool that it's like 10, 12 years later, I've come to this in like a more focused way, with a much better understanding of synthesis and music production and engineering in general. And what I loved with VCV is I didn't really have to read much, because I knew oscillators make sound. I knew how I wanted to route them. I knew how you kind of put shit together. And so I started making sound on it quite quickly. The actual thing that took me the longest amount of time on VCB was shorting this out. Because if you notice, this is on Wasapi, because for some reason it's not working with my ACO drivers. So it's working with this Wasapi shit, so let's roll with that, right? Oh, there's some good stuff happening now. Like the other day, I literally just loaded this patch up and I just sat there and I just listened to it for like 30-40 minutes. I fucking loved it. I love just being able to set this thing off and I'm just like, look at it go, look at it, and just yeah, it is a thing of beauty and I fucking love it. But there were also a couple of other like minor technical things I wanted to talk about. I put a little compressor on the kick because it needed it. I think it needed just that little bit of beefing, especially next to some of those fucking harsh synthy things. And it's also got me thinking about the final box, about whether I'm going to need to have some kind of mastering section, that everything, you know, so it would come out of a mixer into some kind of mastering section and then into some kind of output. I don't know. I haven't, when I've looked and watched Mylan Melodies, because, you know, his box is something that's going to go straight into the mixer in a club or straight into their proper amp or whatever, and, you know, that's him set. But yeah, I I'm not sure if I need something like that, but part of me thinks maybe at least even a glue compressor on the master and a filter like could be really handy. Maybe even just clear out kind of anything sub 20 hertz. So like, it feels like something like that could be useful, but at the same time, you know, space is gonna be at such a premium in this box because I want it to be portable, but you know, the limits of what's truly portable are questionable, right? So yeah, there's a lot of things on my mind about that. Are there any other little bits I want to talk about? We've got a little RP thing here, and like and just having arpeggiators made me realize I'd probably want a few, and it made me start thinking about how I'm gonna make some less harsh sounds. Is that going to be just because of the types of oscillators and modules I pick, or could I use some of these types of modules but create much smoother sounds? You know, that's just more things I need to investigate and I need to work out. I'm really happy with how it's going though. It's progressing. I've started keeping a mind map. I might just flash up a picture of that, but I've started keeping a mind map. So any ideas I have, any particular modules I see on videos that I think I need, I can just put them in. I can also, you know, put notes in about the structure of it, what the aim of this box is. Again, maybe I should have said this at the start of the video, but we're here now. But the whole aim of this is to have a generative hip-hop modular groove box, something capable of doing a full, you know, like hour set width, and it needs to be generative, and so I want it to happen with input from me, but minimal. Like, if I could just press on and let it go and then just fade some bits in and out for dramatic effect, then that's probably, I think that's my optimum kind of thing to be doing. Yeah, it's kind of what I want to be. So I think that's all I've really got to talk about. So what I want to do now is just let this thing roll for a good amount of time. I'm gonna just take my headphones off and just let it roll. Yeah, we're just gonna let it roll. I just want, for anybody who's actually interested, I want you to be able to hear the variations in what's being generated and the way it's working kind of together, and yeah, I just want you to get an idea, and I might have a little play with some parts of it whilst this is happening, but I think I mostly want to just let it do its thing. So peace out, and until ModBap Volume 3, laters.